Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? Um, I'm doing okay. Had a really nice weekend, very relaxing, very exploratory. So, I guess the subject for today will be, well, sex and how shame equates into that sometimes, a lot of the time. And this is not for professional, this is not for my professional YouTube page. This is just my personal one. So, I've been enjoying myself this weekend. Long story short, my husband and I usually have a very sexual lifestyle and with each other, basically, and that we enjoy each other, and I mean really enjoy each other. And I don't think in the 6 years we've been together, there has been a month that we didn't enjoy each other in the last 6 years. Well, this weekend, my husband was sick. He ended up with a sinus infection and tested negative for COVID, so that's cool. And so he really, he was exhausted this weekend. I wasn't going to bother him or anything. But I've been going through menopause. Now, in some cases, most cases, menopause kind of takes away the libido, a lot of the times because you're uncomfortable, you're having hot flashes, your hormones aren't working exactly the way they usually do, you're not lubricating the way you do when you are aroused, if you're aroused, and sex can be a little painful if you don't lubricate. So that's with some people, with a lot of people usually. Me, I ended up with the opposite of that. Well, at one point, my libido kind of went away, and that was probably part of menopause. But I started this stuff that I'm taking called Equal or Equel, and it's actually working because my libido is back tenfold. I think a lot of that equated to also how stressed I was the last few months when I couldn't find work that was sustainable. And now that I'm at a job that I love and it is sustainable, I'm able to relax a bit more about that. But in the last 6 years of my life, I think I have learned so much about my sexual self than I have in decades. And, I've explored my sexuality in other ways because of my own inner homophobia at the time. I never gave myself the opportunity to truly explore being queer, but I know that I am. And since I am not polyamorous and quite monogamous and crazy in love with my husband, I'm not going to go out and, cheat on him. But I did realize, and I have known, actually, not realized, but I've known that I have always had an insatiable high sexual libido. I mean, I pride myself on it, actually. I may not be what people call the best fuck since Jezebel. However, I like my kink. I enjoy what I enjoy. And it feels good to be married to someone who enjoys what I enjoy. And it feels good to not have to feel shame or that I am doing something to hurt somebody or enable someone or trigger someone. It's a different life. It's also very different because of how it's very passionate. I can't. I am a very passionate lover. And when it comes to my husband, who is just as passionate as I am, we can go on for a long time. Or I can get knocked out, which is usually how it ends up because when I'm with him, it's not just, we'll pleasure each other and, I'll pleasure him too until he's complete and then he pleasures me to completion. But you see, it's different. You see, with him, I'll make it amazing. I'll make it beautiful. I'll tease him a bit and pleasure him until, it takes a bit, it's a bit of edging and then pleasure to completion. And then that's it. With me, he does the same thing and it's amazing and I just submit to his pleasure, the pleasure that he's giving me. And then when he pleasures me to completion, it's not just that because it's not complete. It keeps going. So it's like he's pleasuring me to completion, to completion, to completion, to completion. I have a lot of orgasms. And I can say that because sex is a positive thing to talk about. So I guess what I'm saying is it's been a hell of a weekend for myself. And to gather my own way of being and loving myself in a masturbatory way and then telling my husband about it and actually enjoying the fantasies I have. I have to say that I have no complaints. So, if you ever get the chance, if you're in any kind of relationship or not, I want you to just try and enjoy yourself and love yourself, even if it brings you to pleasure. And try to do it without judging yourself or without shaming. Because pleasuring yourself is not a crime. I mean, unless you're doing it wide out in the open where it's against the law to do that. But what I'm saying is, in the privacy of your own home, bathroom, what have you, someplace nobody can catch you, pleasuring yourself is nice. And enjoying that, allowing yourself to submit to that pleasure is even better. And the way to do that is to get rid of the shame. It's okay to feel this good. No one is going to punish you for feeling this good. You deserve this. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Have a great night.